Hi everybody, it's David from eevee's here. Welcome to our channel. And this is the eevee's Metro Manual. Today we're going to talk to you about how to set up your scooter, how to operate your scooter, and a few safe riding tips to get you on the road safer and faster. All right, so let's take a look at what's in your box. So the first things you're going to find in here, you got a charge cable that you're going to plug into the wall. A little charging brick. Probably an important part. It's your scooter. You want to take it out carefully. There we go. Just let the styrofoam fly. Just let it go. That's not important. Your scooter is. So let's put it down. I'm gonna pop up the kickstand, which you can't see, but it's on the other side. Just let it sit there for a second. Got a little multi-tool with 4 screws in there that you're going to need to use to put your handlebars on. And lastly, here's your manual. This is probably what took you to me. All right, so clearly you're not going to be able to ride your scooter like this. So we got a couple steps we got to go through to get you on the road. So the first thing we got to do is make sure you're holding onto your handlebars. They're connected with the brake cable here. We don't want those to be stretching at all. And then to get your scooter up, scooter neck, we got a little latch here. You're gonna push it back, releases that hook you see, and let's prop her up. So we bring it up, and then make sure you secure your stem here. Very simple. Listen for the click, push it in. All right, so first thing we have to do is get our wires connected here so we get some power down to our motor through from our handlebars. So we're gonna line up those little guys in there. Super simple. If I can do it, you can do it. You're gonna tuck that in there. Just make sure you don't pinch any wires. Very important. Headlight faces forward, not towards yourself. Slide it in. Next step we gotta do, and there's really only 2 steps to doing this. You did one already. Get your little bag with your multi-tool in there. And I'm gonna show you so you can save some time, by the way. Awesome little tool to keep in your junk drawer. So everybody needs more things in your junk drawer. The 3rd hex key in is the one you're looking for. Your screws are in the bag. And it's pretty straightforward. Just take 1 screw. Might need a little nudge there. Screw holes lined up nicely. Pop it in. And start screwing it in. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, by the way. And that's it. And a good rule of thumb to do, just like lug nuts on a tire, you're gonna do 1 over here, you do 1 over here, 1 over here, 1 over here, tightening about 80%, and then go back and fully tighten them all. And that'll make it nice and stable for you. So we're gonna fast forward, and I'm gonna screw in the screws. You don't need to watch me do that. All right, so let's just walk through the parts of your scooter, because sometimes things aren't what they appear. In this case, they probably are though. All right, so let's go top to bottom. Here we've got a brake. Just 1 brake, but it's actually activating 2 independent brakes at the same time. We've got our bell. Awesome. Your headlight, your display. Everybody likes doing this. There we go. This is gonna be your throttle over here. Very simple. This will be your folding latch hook. We're gonna see where that goes in a second. Down here, you've got your folding latch. You already saw that once. We're gonna go over that in detail in a second. You got your airless honeycomb tires down here. Electronic brake inside there. That's our front brake that's being activated. Here's your charge port. Super common question with scooters. Where do I charge it? Right there. Just tuck her away. Make sure you keep that closed. Keep dust from getting in there. You got your foot deck here. Side LED lights. We'll turn those on in a second. This guy here is where that hook goes into. Again, we'll show you that in a sec. Your rear brake light and your disc brakes. No surprises, so sorry. All right, so let's take a look at the display and all the bright lights that you're gonna see on here. This is really cool. It's one of the brightest displays on the market right now, so we're excited to have this on the Metro. Let's talk about the elements. So up here, you got your odometer. It's gonna show you your total distance traveled on your scooter. Here's speedometer in the middle there, nice and big and bright. See how fast you're going. Here's your little headlight icon, exact same as you're used to in a vehicle. Here's your speed mode. You got 1, 2, 3. Your battery bar is going to go from L on the left all the way to the right when it's full. You can see we're at about 80% charge here. And on the side here, kind of super cool, it's your power meter. All right, so one of the first things we need to know is how to safely fold and unfold your scooter. So what we're going to do here is to fold it down. You got your orange latch here, pull it up, pull the latch forward. Super simple. Fold your stem down. It's going to go right down into the little latch here. No, that's not a coat hook as much as you want it to be. Pop it in. And now, yes, this is how you can carry your scooter around. Super convenient. This guy's super light, only coming in at 30 pounds. Pop her back down and just do the reverse. So when you're ready to start riding again, just push the tab forward, just like that. Release your hook, bring it up. And this is the super important part because we don't want this folding down while you're riding. Just push it in and make sure you listen for the snap. All right, so let's take a look at how to actually use your scooter. Probably some important steps we need to go over. So on the display here, like we saw earlier, you got a single button. So to turn it on, that's it. One single, it's a touch sensitive, no pushing, no clicking involved. Turn it off, it's gonna be a long press. Simple as that. So we're gonna turn it back on quick. And like we mentioned earlier, we got some drive modes. So to switch between those and to explain what they are, right now we're in number 1. It's gonna be the slowest drive speed, lowest top speed. To switch, single press, bam, we're in number 2, moderate driving, moderate speeds. Single press goes to 3. This is gonna be using all the power available in the motor. You're gonna want to, if you come up to slopes, this is what you're gonna wanna get into. And let's be honest, you'll be in number 3 most of the time anyways. And then it'll just cycle back around and back to 1. We got our nice headlight over here. How do we turn it on? Quick double tap. Nice upright headlight. It's gonna shine way out in front of you. Turn it off. Super simple. Added bonus, when we turn our lights on, we're gonna head down. We've got these super cool blue LED strips. If you're like me, you're a sucker for blue lights. And when you brake, it's nice and bright and blinking, letting everybody know behind you. If you're like a city like Vancouver, lots of cyclists around, you wanna make sure everybody knows where you're going. So if we head back up top now, one final step that's actually really important on this scooter. If you've ridden electric scooters in the past, you know often they're called kick scooters because you need to kick it to start and engage your motor. This has both types. We have auto start, which is what we're in now. So when I hit that throttle, the scooter starts moving. But it's not always the safest option, and especially if you have younger people using it. So what we're gonna wanna do is turn that off. And let's zoom in to show you exactly how to do that. So we're gonna turn it off, start from the beginning here. So we turn it on, and within the first 5 seconds of turning it on, let's give it a single tap. Hey, look at that, there's an eco that lit up. Eco means our throttle's not engaged until we give the scooter a couple kicks. You're gonna need to be about 1 or 2 kilometers an hour, and then that throttle will engage. And Eco's there because it actually helps your battery a lot. So if you're worried about your battery life going a little bit longer, that initial start simply from battery power, it's a little more draining on the battery. So you doing a kick helps your battery, avoids accidental get up and go, everybody wins. All right, let's talk about some power, shall we? Kind of important, it's an electric scooter after all. So what we've got here, here's your little charging brick, that's what was in the white box earlier. And then you got your wall plug here. So first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna plug this guy into that guy. Super simple. And a best practice for the healthier battery is you're gonna plug it into the wall first and then into the scooter. And that's gonna help level the voltage in here and not surge your battery. We showed you this earlier, just under this little flap here, super simple. Let's pop it in. You're charging. Now on your charge box, like, when is my scooter charged? Well, right now we can see it's charging because it's red. Green means go. So that's all. You don't have to turn it on, none of that stuff. Just plug it in, watch the light, and you're good to go. Now, a couple tips for you for maintaining good battery health. Number 1, the first time you set it up, so just like we're doing now, what we wanna do is plug it in, let the light go green, let it sit there for about an hour or so. And what that's gonna do is balance our batteries. If you really want a good time, Google it. Just know that it's a good practice for batteries. Number 2, If you're storing your scooter, you're gonna wanna make sure you have some charge in it, probably between 30 and 60, 80%. So somewhere in the bars that we showed you on there earlier up on the display, about maybe 4 bars full. And lastly, don't let your scooter discharge fully. So that can happen either by you're using it and it runs completely dead, or when you have it in storage for maybe 2-3 months at a time and you let it run all the way to dead. That's really bad for the batteries. So if you're putting it away for the winter, your scooter will be sad, but your batteries will be happy if you maintain it at a nice charge. Pull it out after 2 months, stick it in the wall for about an hour and a half, put it back away, and you're gonna get a lot longer life out of those batteries. So some fun tips that you never thought you knew you needed to know. All right, so we're almost ready to ride. Let's just talk about a few tips to keep you safe and others safe while you're out on the road. So number one, wear your helmet. We saw all kinds of them, good prices, good styles, brilliant blue color. Come on, it's way past being a dork for wearing a helmet. Just be safe, okay? Number two, let's take a look at some proper techniques on your scooter. So first thing you want to do, make sure you've got some battery when you're going out. This looks great, not quite full, but it's going to get you where you're going. If you start dropping down before you take off into 2 or 3 bars, give it a bit of a charge up first before you go. Brakes. Make sure you're riding with your hands, just like on a bicycle, resting on your brakes so you're ready just in case the unexpected happens. What if a rat? What if a cat? What if a bat gets thrown in front of you? You want to be able to brake suddenly. Let's loop down a little bit here. Foot placement. All the time we see people in the city riding side by side with their feet. Yeah, well, it's not a good stance. What you're going to want to do is put your dominant foot forward and kind of go side to side. And that way, a little bit of knee bend, you can absorb the bumps that you don't see in the pavement. We all live in cities. We all got some cracked pavement going on. Better to be safe than sorry. You ride straight-legged like that, you hit a bump, it's called a pogo stick, folks. Well, you're not on a pogo stick. And last thing we always like to talk about here at eevees is be a courteous rider. We're all in this together trying to grow the personal electric vehicle market and be nice to pedestrians. Make sure you're abiding by the local laws and regulations in your city. Use your bike lanes. And please, please, please stay off those sidewalks. And we're all gonna make this grow together. All right, well, thanks for sticking with us. We're almost at the end. Just a few quick tips and tricks here on keeping your scooter fresh and new as long as possible. So just with a little TLC, you can get some nice long life out of this guy. So let's go over a couple things here, just cleaning, some maintenance things here. Rattly streets means your screws can rattle out a little bit. Now they are treated with a solution to prevent that, but every about 2 to 3 months, you're gonna wanna take your little multi-tool and just make sure they're nice and tight and prevent any rattle that might happen in the handlebars there. So if we go down here, very important as we talked about earlier, just give it a little wiggle. That's all you need to do. Make sure there's no play in that stem there. Keep that nice and tight. A small thing to think about as well is if you're cleaning these things, I have been asked a couple of times in store, should I clean it with a pressure washer? No, you should not. Please don't use that. It's a terrible idea. And likewise, using any types of harsh cleaning solutions, alcohol-based, ammonia-based, keep Windex, stuff like that away from it. It's going to etch into your finish. And again, especially down here, it's something you don't want corroding into your motor wheel. And very last thing that I forgot to point out, little feature which is really cool in here, we got rear suspension. You do not find this on a scooter of this size. So you got some solid tires, but you got some solid suspension to help you make sure you're nice and smooth on the road. So, all right, and almost forgot one important thing. To get the full power out of your Metro, we got to go through a little sequence of steps here. So follow me in. So we're going to hold on to our brake. So step 1 of that, and then we're going to push our main button here 10 times in a row. Yes, kids, 10. Count with me here. That's 7. 9. Then you hear that long beep at the end of the 10th one. That means you've unlocked it. Otherwise, it can stay locked in 22 kilometer top speed. You got a little bit more power to get at this guy and get yourself all the way up to 28. So follow those steps. Hit the road. All right, don't forget that you do get a comprehensive 1-year warranty on your eevees Metro. All the details are on the website, so be sure to check that out. And that's about it. So thanks for sticking with us. Enjoy your ride. Have fun, kids.